And stop. Stand by in just a second. We'll go on. Right, here we go.
I am Jason Moore. I'm the director of Shrek the Musical.
I've known Jason for years, and we were familiar with his work, and I think we were at the time, I think, really focused on having a director along with us for the entire development process of the musical. I mean, we've been developing the show for almost 4 years now. Jason's been on board for about 3.5 of that.
I mean, DreamWorks has a really kind of amazing history of identifying artists in, early or new or unusual stages of their career, and I was, identified as the guy who should take it to the next step, because at that point it was really just an idea. To be in from the early days is really, a thrill, and it's exciting, and hopefully it means that the show is more integrated in the end.
Jason was in it with us.
He's the one who got me hired.
You got yourself hired.
I did not
okay, Jason got her hired. Among his other attributes. Jason was, he was our collaborator from the very beginning. He would come in and take the temperature of whatever scenes or songs we were working on and pitch in and give incredibly astute, invaluable notes about how to make the scenes and the songs stronger and more clear. And Jason is smart at both of our jobs. He also has a musical background, has obviously directed a lot of musicals, but plays the piano and can actually speak about the music as well as the lyrics and the scenes as well.
Yeah.
You start with the characters, like any show. If you start from who the characters are and what they want and what world they are trying to create, that everything has to follow from there. It is also truly the hero's journey. It's, you are isolated, you are stuck in your place, and then the world forces you to take a step out into the world, and what you learn there makes you a new person and hopefully a better person. Maintaining that theme became really the basis of everything. You write songs and you look at moments, and you eventually, in the end, you look back and go, does it really have anything to do with our theme? And if it doesn't, you should cut it. Or at least make it really, really funny.
We have like 4 other shows that we could create other stuff we cut.
Right.
And there was briefly Pinocchio was turned into a coffee table. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And he used to come in with Murphy's oil soap.
That was funny.
That was funny.
The Murphy's oil soap.
Too prop heavy.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you just have to continue to repeat. This is the story we're telling. This is what this character wants.
To have his leg.
We put him in a wood chopper once, doing this crazy dance.
And so they bring out the wood chipper silently behind
the
him.
Gnome Depot truck pulls in, right?
Depot,
and they
right.
unload the wood
Another
chipper, and he's
gem.
dancing, and he doesn't realize, and he backs up and falls into the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Wood chips flying.
It's funny because I thought that was dark.
They thought it was dark.
This is the story we're telling. This is what this character wants.
But we also set Pinocchio on fire. We did. There was the campfire scene, and he was playing the harmonica. Also too dark. Also too dark.
Through a lot of repetition. So for several years, we worked with that core group, me and Janine and David, always sort of keeping an eye on, like, who else are we going to need to draw in to this world?
I mean, I think what he's managed to do is completely embrace the story and work with the sets to move it from location to location really, really well. We've worked very closely together, and I think he's really been brilliant at taking that on board and working with Josh and turning it into a 3-dimensional thing.
It really is about synthesizing so many things at one time. And every actor is different. Every performer, every dancer, every star, every designer, everyone is different.
And he's a terrific editor, so maybe I've done the lighting for a number, and maybe I've made it a bit too busy somewhere, and having Jason's eye to say, you know what, that bit's great, but it's a bit boring here, or it's a bit too busy here, I don't know where to look. He's very good at all of that.
As always, when working with a musical, basing everything on the actor is the smartest thing you can do, because they're the ones bringing it to life. Their voice is the one that's singing the music, and ultimately, they're who the audience hopefully will fall in love or love to hate.
I love Jason so much, and we had such an incredibly I love to work very organically and naturally, and that's how he works as well. So I really felt like our styles complemented each other.
It's an actor always wants a director who believes in you and believes that will allow you to try things out, and that's so important.
Theater is a uniquely collaborative experiment, and without it, it's just not going to happen. And so the doors have been quite open, and there's been a real sense of community in how this thing has been put together.
In this particular project, there are, both from a creative team point of view, a producerial point of view, a design point of view, there's so many sort of, assistants that really are creating really important moments in the show.
He is so elegant in how he directs. Like he has such grace in the middle of something that is pandemonium. I mean, it's putting up a show this size is chaos. So to watch Jason keep some kind of control on this beast is beautiful.
I really believe that what you see up there is the result of everybody's best work.
What brings me the most joy on this show is that everybody's been specially chosen in the cast and the creative team for their wit and their heart. So sometimes actually just being in the rehearsal room or in the writer's room or late at night with these people and the intelligence and warmth that they bring to it. Theater is all about creating community, so we have an incredible community backstage, and I just hope that that joy and warmth and laughter translates on stage.